Hello, Stacey Kopas here, founder of the Academy of Resilience, author of How to Be Resilient. And this week is Men's Health Week. You may not have heard much about it. It isn't something that gets a lot of airtime, unfortunately, but I've seen a few people I know that have been putting some really quality stuff up on LinkedIn around Men's Health Week, and I felt really inspired. I've got a lot of awesome men in my community, and we've all got amazing men in our lives, and I just wanted to do something special to to celebrate the men in our lives, but also to provide a bit of guidance, some ideas on how you can best support the men in your life. And when I thought about what could I do for Men's Health Week, and I thought, who do I know that is doing amazing things for men? Happens to be, one of my favorite men. Don't tell Ruben, but my second favorite man after my boyfriend. Scott Carson is just an amazing man and doing great things for men. And I just thought I'd love to introduce him to you, my community. And I'm so happy. I always love when I get together and jam with my mate Scott. And I'd just love to introduce you to Scott Carson.
Hello, Stacey Kopas's community. How are you? Thank you so much for having me on. And I love the lighthouse, Stacey. Love it. Digging it, right? It's a big story about the lighthouse.
Oh, there definitely is a big story about the lighthouse. And Scott is one of my favorite lighthouses. And yeah, the idea behind the lighthouse is that the job of a lighthouse is to shine the light, not to save the boats. And I think there's a lot of us out there that feel that we want to help people, we want to help. And ultimately we can only do so much. So it's been a really good reminder for me that when I sort of feel that I'm not doing enough, that my job is to shine the light, and whatever happens from that. And Scott's an amazing lighthouse as well.
I love it. I love the lighthouse theory, right? Because we're not in there to navigate the waters. We're there to shine the light so that people can navigate their own, and I utilize that exact sentiment with everything we do, with both the business of Smiles for Life, and supporting guys, builders actually from around Australia. And I love it. I love the fact that we've got awesome men in our community. I know you wouldn't believe that, but we actually have got some amazing men in our community, and your gorgeous partner Ruben's one of them. He's just someone that has all of my heart, and from the very first time I met him, we just connected, but which is a whole story which one day I'd actually like to share with people, because I think it's a really important lesson in that, and about how to communicate. But we're here today to talk about men's well-being, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Here to throw out some big things. Well, I'm so stoked you got me on today, Stacey, because behind me is something that I'm actually really proud of. So I live just out of Frankston in Victoria, and it's quite interesting. It's got tagged as Australia's dangerous city, and I'm like, oh, that's great, because it's so not. So part of what I do is I run a monthly dinner for the men in Frankston. Doesn't matter who you are, from 15 through to 100. You're welcome to join. If you make 101, well, we'll have to make an exception for you. But the thing is that there's so many good men that when we get together, we've all got a story, every single one of us. And, but it's being in a safe place to explore our stories that really makes a big difference. And I'm going to share this with you before I do anything, because this just rocked me. One of the things for me is when you bring men together, I always have non-alcohol events, always have food, right? We're men, we love to eat, and we've always got soft drink and water, and a topic of conversation. Conversation could be anything from what was your first paying job, through to 3 people that are alive, who would you have at your dinner table? And it shares a lot of your experiences in life, and it opens up better quality questions, which opens up dialogue, which opens up the opportunity, because we've all had those experiences, right? So that we can have a conversation. They're very much a no pressure situation. No one has to talk. We just have guided conversation. But behind me was something that I just loved. I sat with men and we got the butcher's paper out, put it on the table. I was actually a bit exhausted. I've been working through a lot of things. I support different people at different times for different things. Hopefully at some point, if you want to reach out and learn a bit more, reach out, because I've spent a lot of time with people who don't want to be here. And it's a gift that I've been given, and I'm grateful for that, you know. So, but with this, I'd had a big week, and so I was turning up to do our monthly dinner, and I'm like, you know what? I need some help, guys. I said, what are the positive male traits that we think we can have? So here they are. This was a collection of guys from the age of 15 through to 80. And this is where they see what are positive male traits. Quiet confidence, being a role model or a mentor, conflict and management is a really important part. So conflict management, is a really important part of being a positive male. A good listener, self-awareness, selfless, having faith, believing in something, ability and strength to overcome adversity, self-belief, allowing self to be vulnerable, stepping up to the challenge, being a provider, non-judgmental, being a caring partner, self-acceptance, patience, giving strength to others through empathy and sharing your inner journey, being a protector, respect.
Gives me goosebumps hearing that.
Right? This is what men want to see in other men. And I sat there with these young men of all different ages, and it's what a beautiful bunch of words to describe men. Because that's what we as a community are looking for. And I love it. I love it. The next one I'm going to show you, Stacey, because this for me is just beautiful. The next one. What do men really like about women? Right? They can see the real you, sense of humor, a genuine smile and a cheeky smile, caring, nurturing, understanding, forgiving and open, encouraging, ability to give birth. We love that. Is such a, to sit there and talk about the beauty that was, to hear men honor women who give birth. Oh, inner beauty, inner strength, supportive, confidence in themselves and their own skills. Full can of peaches. All right, a full can of peaches. What does that mean? That means that they're full. They're full internally. They've got their own fruit to give to others. Right? That's it. Right? That's what men love about women, right?
What a powerful experience that must have been, like having that discussion with a group of men.
It gets better. Right?
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. Right? Oh, sugar. Intimacy for men. What do men like? Needs to be real. Honest reciprocation is important. Honesty and respect are key. Emotional, physical, spiritual connection with your partner or girlfriend or significant other. The confidence to ask for what you want. It's not always about sex. Cuddles are good. This one was interesting. Online porn is a false and unrealistic representation of intimacy. I then asked the guys, who here loves a cuddle? Every hand went up. Then asked the guys, who here asked for a cuddle? Not one hand went up.
Wow.
But
That's huge, isn't it?
yeah, I'm like, we're here, men's mental health, right, or social health, or well-being, or which is Men's Health Week, right?
It is, yeah.
Right. All you need to is give your man a hug, and I'm going to come in really close for this. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to share a secret. If you're being intimate with a man, or if you're with a man, we are much better if you guide us, not tell us.
Extra secret intel today.
Very secret. If you guide us, we're still with you. If you tell us, we're in our heads and we lose concentration. We're simple. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now back to where we were.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Oh my gosh. There is so much value in just you letting us in on those discussions that have been had, like whether it's, if you're thinking about, your significant other, even if it's, it's your brother, your uncle, your dad, your granddad, your best mate who's a man, all of these things. There's so much here that is really helpful for being able to be supportive and I guess just having a little bit more of an understanding of what's really important.
Yeah. And I think the thing that I love the most about this, and I'm sorry if the lights don't dull or whatever, it doesn't matter. The thing that's the most important about this for me, that it was just extraordinary. So while we have these dinners, we also put food out the kitchen and support those in need, right? So it's 2-hour dinner, cooked up dinner. We always cook way too much and we hand it out the door. Anyway, it's a young kid that's 14 years old that's gone back to school because he's a part of these dinners. He was coming in to check. We've got this beautiful young man by the name of River, 15 years old. I said, River, listen, we've had a big night tonight. We've gone through all this. I said, DJ's just come in. Can you please share with him what we've just done? And then he presented it as a man to another young man. And it was just profound. Here's the thing. We say men don't talk. It's not true. Men do talk. Men give us the opportunity, we will, but we need a safe environment to do that. We need no alcohol. We need good food, and we need a good facilitator. And a facilitator just goes 3 to 7 layers deep on any question. And that's all we need. Like it's extraordinary. Like I'm so grateful to be able to sit with men and love them. Yeah, love them. And I love that, right? Because how can I love another man? How can I do that? By being present. I'm loving him by asking him a better quality question, not putting pressure on him. Sometimes not saying something is just as important. Yeah.
There was one thing that really stood out there for me, and I know that that's something I get feedback, from my boyfriend on, that he loves about me, is that encouragement.
Yeah.
It is those, being those, the words of affirmation, if we're looking at a love language. And it's something that I think is, from what I've seen, that's important to most men, isn't it? Is to get that feedback, get that encouragement, be supportive. And so I think there's a tendency, I think, to really, and I guess, look, this is human nature, is to focus on, the challenge, or what's perceived to be wrong or negative, or what's not right. But we just need to make sure that we give a lot more airtime, isn't it, to highlighting the positive and, supporting and encouraging that, and let the men in your life know what you value about them, what you love about them. what you're grateful, what you appreciate about them. It just goes a long way, doesn't it?
I'm smiling a lot right now because like it's such an important thing. There's two words that if you give context to will fill your relationship with love. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate what you did because it actually allowed me the time to go and do this. Thank you so much for taking the kids to sport this weekend. You know what? I got the house in order a bit better because, you weren't here. Thank you so much for looking after the garden. It looks great. It's so nice to come home to. Looking pretty. I really value that. We're learning. We're men, right? We try to fix things because we care about you. We care about how we live. We care about what happens. So we want to try and fix things. We don't get everything right. I hope not anyway, because we've got to learn somehow. But
well, it's always about growth too, isn't it? It's all about growth. And if we get it right every time, well, where's the opportunity to grow?
Mm-hmm. I'll grow. Well, we're going to go down a rabbit hole. I'm going to go a little bit sideways to come back, but the courage to step into courageous conversations, the courage to ask for what you really want, the courage to embrace and have a go and be in the moment. Yeah. And I really, in a world that I think's gone a little bit mad, and I think the one thing we can do with each other is be present more often, and in that moment is just being attentive, stand next to each other and do the dishes, just stand next to each other in the kitchen, do the dishes together. It's not a nothing for us, man. You're standing with us. Goes for you too, man. If you're watching this, do the dishes with your missus.
It comes down to that presence, isn't it? And it's being present in those moments. And we biggest culprit these days is the old phone, isn't it? It's just so many times it's just like, hang on, put it aside, put it in another room.
Yeah.
Turn it on, put it on silent, put it on do not disturb. Because if one eye is looking at that and one eye is on what's going on, then that's not it's not showing that you value that person in front of you.
100%, especially if you're being intimate, right? Like you can feel each other when you're not connected, right? To be present in the eyes and holding each other, like it's like I just shared with you what guys from 15 through to 80 want is intimacy. Like it's not physical attraction. Yeah, look, it's important, but it didn't even make the list. Do you know what I mean? Like and I had another conversation on Monday night with builders that I do every Monday night. And do you know what the single biggest factor in attraction from men to women? What do you think it was? What do you think? Have a guess.
From what?
Physical attraction. Physical attraction. What's the biggest?
Physical attraction?
Yeah.
Eyes.
Yeah, face.
Yeah, eyes and smile.
Yeah. For me, it's eyes because I know where the smile is, right? Because I'm sort of my thing. But
you're known for the smiles.
Just a little. But
yeah,
to have men who 1, 2, 3 of them are single, and the way they spoke about women and how much care they had, but to come back to the one thing everybody agreed, it's the face.
Yeah.
you know, and it's all in the smile. The way you smile is everything. So, you know, maybe just smile a little more. Do you know what I mean? Maybe just smile a little more.
Yeah. But whatever you do, don't go up and say, smile. That might not go down too well.
No, I agree, right? But it's like anything being told, right?
Oh yeah. This is something that needs to be genuine and warm and needs to be self-generated, isn't it?
100%. I like your smile. I like your smile. It doesn't matter what happens, you're going to smile.
Exactly. And
Mm.
I love that you mentioned, you know, your Monday night group, because like I love that you invited me in to have a conversation with these amazing men as well a little while ago. And that was just really valuable. And I felt really honored to be able to join that. You know, it's just such a special group of people that you've popped together, and it was, you know, an honor to welcome a woman into that group and have a conversation. I loved it. And so I'd love to, you know, for you to share a little bit more about, so you've got your Frankston men's dinners, you've got the Monday night groups. Like, how can, you know, men that are looking to, you know, connect with other men, and looking for some, you know, just some support and community around, you know, being a good man. Like, tell me a bit more about how people can connect with you or introduce the men in their world to you and your communities.
Yeah, thanks, Stacey. Because highly encourage you to jump on the Facebook group, The Business of Smiles, simply because Shorty and we do a podcast every Wednesday night, and it's just a focus on positive male role modeling. Shorty and I are amazing dads. We really go out of our way to make sure that we're dads first and foremost. We look after ourselves. We keep super fit. We do a lot of awesome things, but it's about sometimes we just need to hear something. Sometimes we just need to be present to something and to have the opportunity to just listen. You know, we had a conversation Wednesday night about silver lining. And at the end of the day, it was just, how do you come from love in your heart? How do you create more positive things in your life? So you can find me at The Business of Smiles. You can reach out to me through Facebook. I'm open to anything, but the Monday nights are something very special. And I really appreciate you coming into that sacred space, because there is absolutely nothing that is not on the table inside that group. We think of builders as robust men, and, you know, like, these guys put their hearts on the table. We explore, and the way they want to connect with women. If you're lucky enough to get one of these guys, I tell you what, and, you know, they will hold you. Yeah. But yeah, sorry, I'm just going on. But it's extraordinary, right? So, and the reason why it's so amazing is because every Monday night, doesn't matter what happens, they know they've got a safe place to have a conversation every Monday night. You think about how strong that is, that if they have a situation, they don't have to deal with it. They can put it aside because they know that every Monday night they can unpack it. The safety in that is extraordinary, so much so that it saves relationships. It is just wonderful. So, yeah. So, and thank you for being a gorgeous human and our first female inside my men's group, because you're an amazing human, young lady, and I value having you in my life.
Oh, thank you so much. It's yeah, it was an honor. And yeah, I think it's just, for me, it's really important that we do what we can, especially in the way the world is today, to support, nurture, and encourage good, strong men. And again, part of that strength in men, it's not just a physical strength. You know, it's that emotional strength, and a lot of that comes from vulnerability and connecting and community and all of those things. So I just want to thank you for doing everything you do. You know, you're amazing. There's a bit of we'll put it the hashtag mutual admiration society on this one, but yeah, look, I just super, super grateful for you, all the work you do, and especially for at the drop of a hat, coming and spending, half an hour with me to really highlight the importance of Men's Health Week and share some really practical things, simple, but practical things that we can all do to support and encourage the men in our worlds. So I just want to say again, thank you very much. Encourage everyone who is watching this to reach out to Scott on Facebook or LinkedIn. I'll be sharing this across platforms. I'll pop some links below wherever you're going to find this video. And yeah, Men's Health Week, but just the theme of this week is healthy habits. And I think, look, Scott's shared some really good tips there. So if you can, if you're a man watching this, have a think about what's one new healthy habit that you can include into your life to make sure that you are focusing on your health each and every day, not just in Men's Health Week. So,
love it, Stace. Can I be rude for a sec? Can I ask every man? I don't want you to be vulnerable. I want you to be brave. I want you to be brave to say what's in your heart. I want you to have the courage to step into who you really are, because you're worth it. Thank you. Thank you for having me.